We're out in the garage. That can only mean one thing. Or can it? Don't go away. Hey everybody, and welcome to Fat Guy Productions. I am Paul, coming to you as always from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And we are out in the garage, and normally that would have meant one thing: coin rings. But now we're doing pens, we're doing wooden rings, we're still doing coin rings, we're doing all sorts of other things out here in the garage. So it's going to be confusing for you for a while, but you'll get the hang of it. All right, so today what we're going to do is we're going to make a pen. And I have a specific reason for wanting to make this pen today, because I want to share with you, after you get some of the initial equipment, if you already have the lathe, you know, a mandrel and a couple other things that you need to make pens, once you have that, this can be a very affordable craft for you. You don't need to go out and buy expensive pen blanks. I give you my stack of wood. Okay, I have a stack of wood right there. Over there I have my cutoff bin, and the point of it is I have perfectly serviceable wood there that I can use to make pens with. So that's what I did. I dug through there and I found some walnut. I found some, what do we got here? Cherry. Got some cherry here. Oh, here we go. This is a beautiful piece of rosewood, and it was all just sitting up here on my rack. So all I had to do was get it out, use the tools that I have available, and I have almost 30-something pen blanks that I can make pens with. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take some of these blanks, well, one of these blanks, we're going to take a rosewood blank, and we're going to make a pen today. So after cutting my scrap wood into blanks, I picked out a nice piece of rosewood to turn into a cigar pen. For this project, I'll be using the Apprentice Cigar Pen Kit from Craft Supplies USA. I'll put a link down below. Carefully following the instructions for the kit, cut the blank to length, drill a 25/64 hole through the two blanks, and then glue in the two brass tubes from the kit into the appropriate blanks. After the glue is dry, I take the blanks to the drill press to square the ends off before heading over to the lathe. Now, maybe for an old hand, this is second nature, but for me, this is going to be my first cigar pen. And here's the layout for the bushings, because you can see this is 0.476, 0.574, 0.528, and 0.460. So 4 different sizes. So you need to have your layout straight so that the blanks will come out the right way. So use your instructions when in doubt. Make sure you're getting this right. Hate to be out here and turn this whole thing and waste your time. At the lathe, I'll mount the blanks on a pen mandrel using the appropriate bushings. For every pen you'll want to make, you need to make sure that you have the correct size drill bit and the bushings for the kit you're using. Carefully following the directions, I put the blanks and bushings on the mandrel in the proper configuration to make sure that the finished project will have a matching grain pattern. I then slide my tailstock up, fitted with a live center. Be sure not to apply too much pressure to the pen mandrel with the tailstock so as not to bend the mandrel.
And now it's time to turn. I'll turn my lathe on and set the speed to about 2500 RPMs. To start, I'll be using a roughing gouge to round out the rosewood and get close to the bushings. Take your time and take light passes, especially if you're a novice like me or you're using a material that tends to chip. Cigar pens are much fatter than a slim line, and thus the turning goes much faster as you don't have to remove as much material. Once the blanks are rounded out, I can turn my attention to shaping. While there are no hard and fast design rules here, often cigar pens have a kind of a bulge in the center of both ends of the pen, so I can start to focus on shaping while bringing the blanks down to the bushings. In the end, the blanks and the bushings should end up even with each other. This will ensure that the blanks and pen kit parts line up and work smoothly. When I'm just short of being even with the pen bushings, I'll switch to my skew chisel to finish off the shaping. The skew will give me a finer finish and it will help me hone the shape. My main focus here is to finalize the shape of the pen and come up just short of the bushings so that I can sand down to the bushings. I'm now right where I want to be, and I'm happy with the shape, so I can start sanding. On my first pen, I tried using regular sandpaper, but I ended up ordering some errant sanding screens, I'll put a link below, and just love them. They don't clog like regular sandpaper, and they work wonderfully. For this pen, I started with 180 grit, and I worked my way up to 400. In between each grit, be sure to turn off the lathe and sand each blank the long way by hand before changing grits. You might not be able to see it, but by constantly sanding on a turning blank, you'll get scratches around the pen, and this long ways sanding will help remove those. By the time I'm done with the 400 grit, I have some beautiful rosewood blanks that only need a finish. For the finish on this pen, I'm going to use some very thin CA glue. And frankly, this is my favorite part.
Alright, this here is one of my favorite parts. And that's where I put the first coat of CA glue on here. Because this is where the magic happens. Alright, we're using Bob Smith's super thin. Speed as low as we can get it. You dropped.
Using CA glue is just one of the many ways to finish off your pen. It's solid, it's durable, it's affordable, and it can be brought to a very high shine. For my purpose here, I'll be applying about 10 to 15 coats.
It gives it a real nice sheen. It's going to get much glossier. But now we can really see the look of the wood.
My original plan was to wet sand the blanks with a set of micro mesh sanding pads and then to polish the blanks to a high shine. But after 10 coats of the CA, the wood had a very nice natural luster to it. It was smooth and it looked great, so change of plans. A high shine was going to have to wait until another day. This pen was going to stay the way it is. So now all that was left was to assemble the kit.
That's 3 coats. We'll do about 10 to 15 and then we'll sand.
I've been using my bench vise to assemble pens while I wait for an assembly tool that I ordered. But the bench vise does work great. Just be sure you have a soft surface so as not to mar the parts of the pen kit. In my case, I have screwed wood faces onto my bench vise, and it's perfect for keeping everything aligned and not to mess up the parts of the kit. Carefully follow the instructions of the kit during the assembly. Once the kit's together, there isn't much hope of saving it if you did it wrong. Well, here it is, my Apprentice Cigar Pen with turned rosewood that came right out of my garage. I think it came out awesome. And it is now my day-to-day writing implement. I love it. I hope you love it too. It sure was a lot of fun to make. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, click subscribe, and be sure to click the bell so you'll be notified anytime I release a new video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that is it for this video. I hope you are having a great fun day and that everything you do comes out aces. This is Paul from Fat Guy Productions. Until next time, be good.